So guys, it's officially happened. Netflix has won the bidding war and they're going to be taking control of DC. This is huge. It's enormous. My mind was also almost blown when I woke up this morning and read this news. Just crazy, crazy stuff. But for a lot of DC fans, this is 2 for 2. Restoring the Snyder Cut, check. And then bringing DC over to Netflix, check. So this is 2 for 2 for a lot of fans out there. People have been campaigning for Netflix to take control of DC for years, and it looks like that prophecy has been fulfilled, and a lot of people are going to be happy about this. But then I think there will be a lot of people that aren't happy about this. So you'll have to jump into the comment section and let me know which side of the fence you land on with Netflix's acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery. But what does this mean for the SnyderVerse? What does this mean for DC Comics? And what does this mean for Harry Potter as well? Because they do have control of Harry Potter now as well. But let's dive into this article. Let's break down this news and let's get into the nitty gritty. Then after, we're going to go over to the X social media platform, check out a few posts there and see what the reactions are to this breaking news. So this article comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. Netflix officially announces the acquisition of Warner Brothers and the DC Universe for $82.7 billion. That amount of money is just incomprehensible to the human mind. That amount of money, I couldn't even picture what that type of money would even look like. It's just, when we're talking about these figures, man, it's absolutely mind-blowing. The kind of, the kind of finances that they have involved in these big properties here. So, well, it's official. Netflix has announced that it has entered into a definitive agreement with Warner Brothers Discovery to acquire Warner Brothers, including its film and television studios, HBO Max and HBO. The sale, which still needs to pass through regulatory processes. Yeah, so from what I hear, there's going to be a big, long, kind of drawn-out process where basically like government entities and lawyers come in and they have to look over the deal with a fine-tooth comb, and they have to make sure that there's no kind of anti-competitive regulations that are being broken, that there isn't a monopoly law that's being broken. Because when we're talking about these big entities like Warner Brothers and Netflix with billions of dollars on the line, anti-competitive laws kind of come into play where big companies can't swallow up numerous smaller companies because it's bad for the consumer, it's bad for the industry, and it forms a monopoly with one big powerful company and then all the smaller companies being bought out. So these regulatory, if I can say the word, these kind of lawyers and regulatory firms are going to have to go through and make sure the deal is, above board, cross the T's, dot the I's, so to speak, and make sure everything is above board and legal before it's officially 100% signed off, basically. So the sale, which still needs to pass through regulatory process, which we just read, is valued at $82.7 billion, which with the equity value of $72 billion. So, in a press release, it said that the acquisition brings together two pioneering entertainment businesses, combining Netflix's innovation, global reach, and best-in-class streaming service with Warner Brothers' century-long legacy of world-class storytelling. It also specifically highlights franchises like The Big Bang Theory, which I love. I've seen that series so many times on repeat. I love it so much. The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, The Wizard of Oz, and what we're here mostly to talk about, the DC Universe. I mean, what's going to be happening with the SnyderVerse? I mean, are Netflix going to be tempted to get Zack Snyder to come back to, redeploy the SnyderVerse? I mean, that's big dollar value, big revenue potential for the Zack Snyder SnyderVerse to be streaming on Netflix. Are they going to be tempted to do a deal with Zack Snyder and get that SnyderVerse back up and running? This is what a lot of people are dreaming could potentially happen, and we're one massive step closer now that Netflix is taking over DC. Like I say, it's been a dream and a campaign for many years for a lot of DC fans, and it could potentially be on the horizon, guys. We're a lot closer than we were yesterday, but, are the executives at Netflix going to pull the trigger and get Zack Snyder to come back? Let me know what you think about that. Okay, so let's go down here. So DC Universe, all of which will join Netflix's extensive portfolio. You can read the full press here. Yeah, so you can go onto the Netflix website and read out a press release that they put, but I think this article is a bit more interesting to read. So, it sheds some light on what exactly this means for Warner Brothers, including that Netflix expects to maintain the studio's current operations and build on its strengths, including theatrical releases for films. HBO and HBO Max titles will be added to Netflix, presumably meaning the rival streaming platforms' days are numbered. Yeah, so it does look like potentially HBO Max is going to be kind of cease to exist, and then everything's going to kind of be put onto the Netflix streaming service. So the new Harry Potter series is coming out in 2027. Instead of it going to HBO Max like it was supposed to, it looks like the new Harry Potter series is now going to be on Netflix. Can you imagine how big for Netflix that's going to be, and how many people are going to sign up, for memberships at Netflix with the new Harry Potter series, one of the biggest IPs in the world? They're going to get so many subscribers for that series, man. It's going to be crazy good business for them. And that's probably part of the reason why they decided to take over, Warner Brothers as well. The Harry Potter IP is ginormous, and there's not many franchises out there that are bigger than Harry Potter. So, HBO Max titles will be added to Netflix. Yeah, the streaming platform days are numbered, talking about HBO Max. The streamer also touts plans to expand production in the US and grow investment in original content, and believes this acquisition will create a stronger entertainment industry by offering more opportunities to work with beloved intellectual property, tell new stories, and connect with a wider audience than ever before. Ted Sarandos, co-CEO of Netflix, said, "Our mission has always been to entertain the world by combining Warner Brothers' incredible library of shows and movies, from timeless classics like Casablanca and Citizen Kane to modern favorites like Harry Potter and Friends, with our culture-defining titles like Stranger Things, K-pop Demon Hunters, and Squid Games. Will be able to do that even better." Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Netflix, a thing that concerns a lot of people is they kind of have a hit and miss track record with a lot of their content. For every 10 shows or for every 10 movies Netflix put out, they may have 2 really exceptional titles there. I mean, they do come out with some absolute bangers that capture the zeitgeist. Squid Games, that was all anyone could talk about when that was coming out. K-pop Demon Hunters had a theatrical release and was massive the world over. And also Stranger Things, one of the biggest shows ever made. And so they have made some great content. But for every 10 pieces of content they put out, maybe 2, maybe 3, if they're lucky, are good, and the rest kind of falls by the wayside and isn't that good in quality terms. So their track record is a bit up and down, and I could understand why that could concern some people when it comes to DC shows and series going forward into the future. So let's bear that in mind. Okay, together we can give audiences more of what they love and help define the next century of storytelling, Netflix said. He concluded with Greg Peters, co-CEO of Netflix, chiming in to say the acquisition will improve our offering and accelerate our business for decades to come. David Zaslav, the president of CEO Warner Bros. Discovery, added, "Today's announcement combines 2 of the greatest storytelling companies in the world to bring even more people the entertainment they love to watch the most. For more than a century, Warner Bros. Has thrilled audiences, captured the world's attention, and shaped our culture. By coming together with Netflix, we ensure people everywhere will continue to enjoy the world's most resonant stories for generations to come." So now Netflix will own one of Hollywood's oldest movie studios, giving the company the biggest streaming platform on the planet the opportunity to dominate the theatrical landscape through Warner Brothers Pictures. I mean, you look at the Warner Brothers movies they've put out this year. They've had an absolute banger of a year. They've put out some great movies, Warner Brothers, this year. They've been killing it with their theatrical releases. And now that Netflix is going to be taking control of that, man, Netflix are going to be making a lot of money in the near future, and they're going to have to make a lot of money to earn back that $80 billion they've just spent. But it's a great financial investment. Netflix is, man, they're going to be killing it with these franchises, taking control of DC, taking control of Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Friends. Like, it's absolutely insane, and it just blows my mind. But anyway, guys, with that article down, let's go over to social media and start checking out some of the reactions and posts and see what people are saying about this. Okay, so up first, this comes to us from Sammy, Snyder Queen. The time is now. Trend, restore the SnyderVerse, tag Netflix. So, like I said, the campaign now has a direction to put the campaign. There is now a target on the arrow board, so to speak, where we can shoot our arrow, and we know exactly who to target, which is Netflix. And the campaign is starting almost immediately after this announcement. You can see here, Netflix, the time is now. Restore the SnyderVerse, hashtag sell SnyderVerse to Netflix. This is just crazy, and people are going to be campaigning very, very hard in the very near future. It's already started, obviously, but people are going to be campaigning now rock solid to get the SnyderVerse back onto Netflix. Okay, up next, from Ben Affleck's The Batman, let them know you want them to let Zack Snyder finish his Justice League saga. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. And again, people putting out posts, beginning that campaign is beginning to dial up. The hype is going up, and people are going to, be targeting Netflix with this campaign to restore the Snyderverse. It's going to be ramping up only from this point onwards. Let's keep going. So from Cosmic Book News, Netflix needing so much content benefits the Snyderverse return. Remember, Manganiello, who played Deathstroke, retweeted to sell to Netflix. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Let's keep going. So from Leonidas, Netflix put Zack's franchise sequels on hold to clear up his schedule to plan for a huge splash with DC when they acquired the IP. I want to believe that. If this deal goes through, it's hard to fathom Zack not being in the picture. The Age of Heroes must come again. Yeah, I mean, surely Netflix have got to be tempted to pull that trigger to bring back Zack Snyder for this. Man, I mean, if you was an executive on the board, wouldn't you at least float the idea? You'd be thinking about it. You'd have an itchy trigger finger. Like, I really want to do this, but, does it make financial sense for them? But man, like, thinking about what could happen, I mean, the planets are aligning here. Something is going on, so... Let's keep going. We've got a few more posts to get to. Today, Netflix announced our acquisition of Warner Brothers, which we kind of just looked into. But this comes officially from Netflix on the X social media. So it's great to see them putting out a post as well, kind of confirming this story from the horse's mouth himself. Let's keep going. From Discussing Film, Netflix's teases that Warner Brothers' theatrical release windows will evolve to become shorter. My pushback has been mostly in the fact that the long exclusive windows, which we don't really think are that consumer friendly. So it looks like they're going to shorten the theatrical window. The theatrical window used to be about 3 months. A movie would debut in theaters, and it would be about 3 months between, the movie debuting and then the movie going out of the theaters. But now it looks like that window is getting even shorter, and it looks like Netflix want to continue to shorten that window. So it could be anywhere from, 4 weeks to 6 weeks, a month. We just don't know, but it looks like they want to continue shortening the window between the movie releasing in theaters and then being on streaming. And obviously Netflix being a streaming platform, you can kind of see why they want to do that. They want to get people over to Netflix as soon as possible. They want to make a big splash with a film having a theatrical release, then they want to quickly get it onto Netflix to push those subscribers into Netflix as quickly as they can. And finally, we'll end with this. Ultra biased Snyder fan. Snyder stopped posting as soon as the momentum went from Paramount to Netflix in the negotiations. I mean, he brings up a good point there. I mean, Zack Snyder did stop posting as soon as this news is broken. So are we going to see Zack Snyder continue to post? Is he right here by saying that, as soon as Paramount was out of the deal, Zack Snyder has stopped posting? We'll have to see how that turns out, but it's a great observation from Ultra Biased Snyder fan, and we'll have to keep our eyes on that and see how that pans out. But there we go, guys. So this is the biggest news when it comes to movies, when it comes to DC, when it comes to the Snyderverse that we've had in years, and this is huge, ginormous. So make sure you jump into the comment section, leave your thoughts, your theories, your opinions, your comments, anything else you want to talk about. Is this a good move for DC? Is it a bad move? What do you think about it? Where do you sit on the fence? Are you positive about this, negative about it? Good news, bad news, whatever you think, do let me know. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say. My brain is exploding. We're going to do some follow-ups on the channel in the next few days. I may even put out a follow-up video today if more news becomes available about this, because there's so much news floating around about it. But like I say, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Before you leave, do me a favor. Make sure you hit the like button to push this video out onto the YouTube algorithm so more DC fans see it. Make sure you become a subscriber here at ReviewFlix to join our growing community. Over 10,400 subscribers now. I really appreciate everyone who's become a subscriber. But most importantly, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future DC content coming to the channel. You do not want to miss any of that exciting content. And with all that great stuff down, I will see you guys, as always, in the very next video.